Baby doll, baby cakes. I am on Twitter gathering news source information, and when Adam Cochran usually leaks stuff like this, he has a tendency to be right. My boy Cocky is now saying things about the potential removal of Gary Gensler and a finance economy shakeup. So look what Cocky's saying. Cocky's saying he's heard from a friend there are rumors in Washington, D.C., fundraising circles that the Joe Biden team wants to shake up some chairs and cabinet positions in the finance sector to take the heat for the economy before the next election. Yellen tops the list. Sit down. I know what you're going to say. You don't think everybody here's got a straight back? Let me tell you something. Politics is a very dirty game. They do not have open minds, open hearts. They are 100% capable of doing this. You have seen this. If you go back in history, this is such a common strategy. Someone has to take the hit for the team. This is very common. So why I have brought up the Bitcoin chart, I'm going to put it in a weekly here to show you, is because as we traverse through the passage of time, I want to know, are we following the 2019 cycle where we're basically done and we're just going to go down only for a freaking year? Or are we following the Mt. Gox Ponzi cycle, the 2015 bear market, not the 2019 one, the 2015 one where we go up? See this golden box of friendship here? If we are in here, I'm hoping we have this little doozy fest, and then we pop up. This is the Bitcoin halvening. The arrow I just drew up is a Bitcoin halvening and the pump and dump for it, and then we continue. When I see information like this from Cocky himself, it tells me potentially we are in that 2015 cycle. This is +1 for that camp. Let's continue to see what Cocky says. Cocky says, by the way, this is breaking news, friends. You are my friend. You're a con baby doll and you're a blueberry pie. Let's go. He goes, apparently, a lot of big ticket donors have mentioned Gary Gensler as well. Remember, Gary Gensler, the head of the SEC, the very anti-crypto guy, the one who went rogue on his OnlyFans, started twerking very inappropriately. Everybody in crypto wants him out, and it's becoming an election issue. No one likes him. Friends, memes are powerful. We have memed Gary Gensler to be a trash subhuman filth. When this goes to Washington and the politics, word travels so fast through the power of the internet and our kindness and our love and our hearts that we can now actually impact change. It's not from these 16-page essays. It's from memes. We make memes about them. Look what he says next. Even people who agree with his stance, so people who agree with Gary Gensler himself on crypto, they are embarrassed by his approach. So remember, I've made these videos about the SEC. I've made these videos, friends, to show you. Look at this. Who does the SEC really work for? I have been unveiling what's behind this dirty wardrobe. It is people with crumpled slippers. It is people with hunchbacks. It is people with the ability and love of drinking room temperature water. How dare you? How dare you bring this room temperature trash into this domain, our temple? The SEC do not work for the people. All of it is unveiled here. So if a peanut brain like me is figuring it out, obviously it's getting out there. And this is what the government doesn't want. The government does not want you to know, 1, corruption, 2, how dumb they are. That's actually all they care about. They don't want to look stupid. Governments, everybody in politics, whenever someone makes them look silly, they will go 100% full force. I promise you. This is Gary Gensler. Look what he said about us.
Hucksters, fraudsters, scam artists, Ponzi schemes.
He's right about that one.
The public being left in line at the bankruptcy courts. We've seen this story before.
We are hucksters. We are fraudsters. I mean, you got the Ponzi schemes, right? That's funny. So that's Gary Gensler. See, we're making these memes about it. That's the most powerful part. It is going to the politics. It's going out there, friends. That's what we want. All right. So this is what they mean by his embarrassing stance. The word is getting fast. And remember, there's an election year next year, man. We're in June. They have to wipe them out. Once they wipe them out as fast as they can, We are ready to start 2024 fresh so they can begin the election cycle. Everybody has it in their minds now. Do you want to vote for these people who are talking like this? We don't. Hey, open up the casino, bring my fluffy slippers, allow the Ponzis to operate, sir. Stop making the candles go down. Here's the funny part, friends. I'll just tell you something right now. These candles, firstly, the SEC, if it was really bad, Bitcoin would be down here. It's not, all right? I'll just tell you right now, markets, there's too many insiders and scammers, so they know something's up. They know that the industry's not going to zero. So even though me and you, we feel in our hearts and our pointy elbows and our pointy knees, we feel like the SEC wants to send us to zero, the market is not telling us by the way it's behaving, even though some markets have gone down, like, Chainlink and Hex and everything, even though we've gone down, they're not telling us we're going to stay at zero. They're just telling us we're rinsing weak hands. So the SEC was more like a janitor, and there will be a broom here to signify broom. Here we go, a broom. SEC is more like a janitor, all right? It's not the Grim Reaper, all right? It's not this. But here's the thing. I'm a voice of reason. I don't want to put out to the universe for everybody to ignore them. I want to call them the Grim Reaper. I want everybody to think they're the Grim Reaper, and so do you. You know why? Because that makes people call to action straight away. And then we can get rid of these hucksters, fraudsters, scam artists, right? We can get rid of them quicker. This is actually what we want. Just bring someone new, even if they give us a sweetener deal. Let us ride the bull market to the top. This is what we want. So let's continue now. Cocky is continuing with his juicy information. So it all is starting to line up, and we're going to get a Bitcoin halving run friendship. All right, so look at this. He also said they're starting to look at Elizabeth Warren, Janet Yellen. She's the lady who looks like the Pudgy penguin. So this was Janet Yellen. She used to be the head of the Federal Reserve, where Jay Powell is. She is literally a carbon copy of a Pudgy penguin. I don't know if they modeled it off her. It's just, she's the Pudgy penguin lady, all right? So Janet Yellen. You also have Garbage Gensler. Brought down the hammer too hard for their own party. They have overstepped their boundaries. But obviously, don't tell them the secret that Bitcoin kind of knows they're full of poop, and we're not really that worried. But hey, get them out anyway. Get them out anyway, I say. So this is fantastic to see. This is the bullish undertone, friends. When this news comes out like this, you got to grab onto it with all you can, because I promise you, the market is trading like this is happening. This is the funny part. A lot of people will say they're rumors. Well, I'll tell you something. Bitcoin's not trading like it's a rumor. Ethereum is not trading like it's a rumor. They're trading like, yeah, something's happening, right? That's what they're trading like, all right? So, also, Cocky has now mentioned, I would have guessed both Powell or Yellen would be on the chopping block. To be honest, I'll be honest, I don't think Jay Powell will be touched. I think he's part of the central bank cartel. There's no reason to get rid of him. He's getting inflation down. And I want you to know this, friends. This is why you listen to me, for the kindness and the respect I show back to you. I'm going to give you something, all right? I have been telling you that the CPI is a scam. The way they do the CPI is a scam. And right now, I have here for you the US CPI chart, US CPI monthly chart. You can see the reading, right? So it's actually the year on year, US CPI yearly reading, okay? So you can see what it is right now, 4.28%. Do you remember when we were all the way up the top, up the very, very top here? It was like 6 or 7. It was in the 9s. It was absolutely disgusting. This is the core CPI, friends. We are dropping like a rock. I believe, and obviously I know, this is what's going to happen. They always do this. As soon as this comes right next to it, they're going to blast it. They're going to go, we have succeeded in stopping inflation. They are going to pat themselves on the back. They're going to come out in the news and the media. They're going to aggressively say that as much as they can, just to make sure the government does not look at the central bank and stays away and leaves Jay Powell there. So most likely, he's going to remain. That's what I think. Could be wrong. I doubt it. I doubt they're going to shake up the US Fed, because that will be seen as really bad. But I'm telling you right now, the US Fed is probably going to really get that CPI down as aggressively and fast as possible, so it looks good. So you also have Cocky here saying, Gary Gensler's lack of professionalism is rubbing his own party the wrong way. Yes, you do like to get rubbed, don't you? And so the tides are turning. So this is exactly what we want to see. And of course, Cocky says, of course, we always get these types of rumors and strategy talks before a re-election. So it's hard to say what weight it holds, but it's clear the most connected donors are starting to talk. That's very interesting. The most connected ones. So I would like to remind you that these politics people, these politicians, they know what they're doing, friends. They do everything they can to keep power. So what they do is, right, before they do a big move like this, they'll leak it out. They'll start talking. Once it starts to go out, say, look, I'm a YouTuber sitting in a dusty room wrestling crocodiles part-time, talking to you. We just want our Ponzis to go up. We got nothing to do with it. We don't even care. We just want the Ponzis to go up. The fact that me and you are talking and we are happy about it probably means everybody else is happy. And so you can infer, if everybody else is happy, this is what the political party, the Democrats, would want to do. Isn't this exactly what you would want to do? Think about it. If you wanted a fighting chance to win the US presidential election and you have these dead weight and it's becoming a political issue, they know they have to stop it now. Now is the time. I'm hoping we wake up one day and there's just been some sort of shakeup. And think about this, friends. It's June. You want them to think about Christmas and overcoming Christmas. So we get rid of this scenario. Everybody goes away for the holidays and then they come back, start fresh for 2024, and then the US presidential race appears. This is all a game. It's all planned. Once they are looking at these sites, I'm telling you right now, they are not going to back down from this. I don't think you're going to find anybody who's going to be happy about these people remaining. No one thinks they're doing a good job at all. So it is a dirty game. That's what's happening. But of course, what's going to happen to our bags? I personally, so a good question you might ask is, okay, now that you have this, like if you're still holding, say, Cardano, you want to know, I want you to have a look at, say, the Cardano Ethereum ratio. Cardano versus Ethereum, it's still very low. This is ADA ETH, very, very low. But you still have this issue about it. They're third cycle curses. I understand it might get people excited, but this is just me, okay? You can do what you want. You can do exactly what you want. I'm going to keep wrestling crocodiles. I'm just telling you right now. For Cardano, so like if you have Cardano, Solana, if you have Matic, right? If you have Chili's or all the SEC targeted coins, all right? Personally, if we get this, so think about this scenario. If we get some sort of run up where people are happy that Gary Gensler is taken out and there's some sort of rejuvenation into the market where we're like, oh, we don't have to worry, I would still get out on that move and rotate to non-SEC targeted coins. To be honest, between me and you don't even need to wait for that moment. I would have done it by now, okay? Because I believe, obviously, I'm in the PulseChain ecosystem, PulseX, Hex, and you could yield farm there too. That's great, right? You can't yield farm with any of these other trash. You also have Chainlink. That's what personally I would be doing. I would just be rotating now. I wouldn't even look twice, just because all the ratios are equally cheap. But if you are someone, you have an absolute disaster in your mind with the thought of exiting here, even though you're not exiting for a loss at all. I understand some people like that. That next rally, you got to get out on that. If you don't get on that, I'm telling you, you're probably in for a rude awakening. I'm sorry. Look, this is just how it goes. The third cycle curses, once these things start losing favor, once these things start losing steam, it becomes very detrimental to your health to keep sitting there and waiting, all right? So I like Chainlink because it doesn't have any competition, no real competition. It's only got joke meme competitions, all right? Everybody's using it. When you're dealing in the world of Cardano, Solana, Matic, they're all competing against each other. What is the edge? What's the edge? Cardano had good edge, Cardano had fantastic edge, friends. It did, but now it's in the third cycle. Cardano's first cycle, this was a 420x, and the next one was like 150x. It's diminishing. All of them are diminishing. So be careful about going all in or all out. I'm just letting you know. Don't think if this happened, if what Adam Coxey says is true, don't think this is like a free pass to just get out. Because I'm telling you right now, even though this might happen, you still have my core principles that are going to be at play. And that is this, okay? My last message to you. The next wave of people coming into crypto, they don't care about our Cardano. They don't care about our Solana. They don't care about our Matic. They don't care about these chains that exist. They don't care about Litecoin. They don't even care about Bitcoin, man. They barely care about Ethereum. they don't care about them. They're going to care about something new. They want something fresh. Okay, I like how Richard Hart delayed the PulseChain launch, and I like how he did that, because now, I'm telling you right now, what better marketing exists compared to, hey, we are a new coin, new ecosystem, brand new, fresh. You can't beat that. Very hard to beat that. So just think about this going forward, because, you know, these little edges, this is what you have to grab onto. If you don't grab these edges and just glue them into your mind, who else is going to do them for you? So this is how I grab conviction under my belt, and also what I use to remind myself that you and I are going to be friends forever. Tell mum and dad, we're going to get Gary out of office. Like, subscribe, press the belly button and all. I will catch you soon.